information, news, and entertainment on demand.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
Welcome to a special edition of the Changing Stage radio show powered by the Mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet Talk Radio, and brought to you by SIR at SIR-USA.com, where they provide all the cool gear for all the touring musicians. They also provide gear for businesses. So if you've got a business that you need a PA system for lighting, they're the company to go to. Talk to Jim over here in Pacific Beach area, and he will take care of you. And, of course, we've got Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. And, oh, man, those guys are great over there. Calvin and the crew, they make sure that you get the right gear. And they just want you to play it loud. And, speaking of playing it loud, we've got a very special guest here today, Mr. Tim Moyer. Are you there, Tim?
I am there.
Yes,
I'm here. How you doing?
You're there. You're here. Sounds like you're in Temecula. I'm doing great. We're doing great, sir. Tim is I guess wouldn't be a CEO, but you basically lead the team that's putting together this awesome event happening on Tuesday, the 17th, up in Temecula, called the Temecula Valley Music Awards. And you are the spearhead of all that fun stuff. Am I not correct, sir?
You were originally correct. I am the CEO. It's actually a DBA under Moyer Entertainment Group, which is a nonprofit corporation that I started. I
guess that would be a corporation. I never could get the nonprofit things and the for-profit corporations going, but I guess it's all the same kind of hierarchy. So,
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you guys are it's a really cool organization because you're really trying to spearhead, the music and education in our school systems. Is that not correct as well?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I created it based on the fact that my son, Sean, was in marching band for 4 years in high school, and we saw the state funding go away. So, and a lot of kids suffered because their parents couldn't afford to keep them in the program. So, after that all went on, I thought, how can I raise awareness with all the amazing talent that's coming out of Temecula Valley now, and give back to the schools to keep these kids growing in their music careers, and so hence the beginning of the Temecula Valley Music Awards.
Yeah, and amazing stuff. Before we kind of jump into all that, I'd like to actually find out where the passions and the drive for this came from, because people like to know who's leading the crew. So tell me a little bit about how you got into the music game, and how this all came about to where you just really felt that this is a driving need in the school system.
Well, that's kind of a broad, sweeping question, but
we got a little bit of time.
Career spans over. Okay, good. My music career spans over 20 years. I don't want to date myself too much, but yeah, I've been doing this for quite a while. So, as a touring musician, I've seen the importance in my life, and my two sons have been attracted to music. Both of my parents were involved in music. My dad plays saxophone, still plays in his 80s,
Wow.
5 nights a week,
Wow.
and toured with Chubby Checkers, and he's been doing it for a while. So that kind of rubbed off on me. And my mom has played classical violin in many symphonies, started when she was really young. So I've been surrounded by it, and so I just made sure that there was always instruments available for my kids. I never really pushed them to do it.
Yeah.
So, there was transitions from baseball and basketball, but they always kind of bounced back and banged on the piano or the guitar or whatever was handy. And through that evolution, both of my kids have performed with me on stage with guys like Doobie Brothers and stuff like that, since they were wee kids. Yeah, so
That's
I
awesome.
have a built-in band with my family. My wife sings with me. So, they know that the passion in music has always been around.
Yeah.
And that kind of kept us all really tight. I've expressed this to a few people that when you're, you know, as well as I do, when you go through those teen years, you kind of drop away from the parents' vibe. You know, it's like it's not cool to hang out with your parents anymore, and you can get into some crazy stuff. I mean, a lot of us got into crazy stuff, including me, and I think having music amongst us as a family kind of kept us tight. So it's kind of an unspoken thing. You can be on stage harmonizing. You don't have to say a word, but you feel locked.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That kind of kept us all really tight. You know, even though there was struggles in teen times, it always kept us close.
Yeah, definitely.
So now we're now going to my son. Like I said, my son Sean, my youngest son, has been my drummer, and went to school here locally after we toured for a couple of years in an RV.
Well, did you paint that RV checkered? Was it a checkered RV? And did you swap sons in mid-season?
We were the Partridge Family.
And you swap sons in mid-season for the drums? I'm just joking.
Right.
That's what.
Actually, we slathered it with logos.
Oh, there you go. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to kind of find out a little bit, because it is important to talk a little bit about how music was when you were a kid, because that's definitely not the same way now. What was it when you started, you know, you had these parents that are, you know, so ingrained in music, and did you think when you were a child that this is what I'm going to do too, or were you like, I don't want to do that, I want to play baseball?
Well, I kind of went through the same thing that my kids went through with me. I started playing early. My parents kind of got me into drum lessons. I started on the drums when I was maybe 7, just because I seemed to be attracted to that instrument.
Yeah.
And had a couple lessons, but I'm more of an ear learner, and so my dad would let me sit in with his jazz band, you know, when they would rehearse at the house and stuff like that. But I wasn't a career guy early on. I was just, this is really cool, and I have a lot of fun with it. But I surfed a lot, I skateboarded, and, you know, there was a lot of other things going on. There's girls, you know, there's things going on in your life that music gets in the way of, and kind of still does sometimes. But I never really thought about it as a career. It's always kind of just through osmosis become a career. I had an early career with a record label, and did a few things back in the 80s with some really great musicians that have gone on to play with all kinds of people.
Who are some of those folks? Let's do some name dropping.
Dave Beyer. A lot of these guys you've never heard of, but you've probably seen him playing with Melissa Etheridge and Wilson Phillips and a lot of other people. And he was my drummer, and Bruce Salvati, who's I think he's a worship leader now in a church music program.
Wow, awesome.
So these guys I played with back in the 80s, and we had a little record deal and played around town, places like the Golden Bear and Huntington Beach, and a lot, you know, all the places up in L.A., Troubadour, and did that routine and traveled around a little bit, not much.
What kind of sound was it? Well, if you're playing Troubadour, probably metal.
What kind of sound?
Yeah, probably heavy metal.
Actually, no. It's kind of hard to genre-ize Tim Moyer. That's always been a struggle, and maybe a marketing struggle as well, because, you know, I talked to managers back then, and it's like, so what do you guys want to be? You know, what station would you be on? But we had so many different influences. I had so many different influences, and as the writer, you know, I'd do stuff like reggae and rock and fusion, and I'd do all kinds of stuff. And I really liked Sting in that way.
Yeah.
You know, over Sting's career, he's crossed a lot of genres. You know, I don't like to be pigeonholed and bound by genre, so I mixed it up quite a bit.
Oh, that's awesome. Definitely, I would have loved to see the reggae at the Troubadour back in the day. That would have been awesome. I was rolling around L.A. at that time myself in the 80s. Went to the Trouba a couple of times, so definitely, you know, everything over there seemed to be, at Troubadour and Gazzarri seemed to be metal. You know, Guns N' Roses was running around that time, and a bunch of those acts, you know, that were just kind of the up and comers of that scene. So That's cool,
Right.
And it's important to kind of establish how all that stuff came about. And you had I imagine in school you had a huge influence from the music teachers, and how that, like you mentioned, how that kind of kept you focused on things that are going to be more profound for your life, in the future. What was the school? What was your school like for that time for music?
To be honest with you, I was more in the arts, in the classic form of the arts. I painted and drew and things like that. I wasn't that into music during high school, although I did play a lot. I was in a bluegrass band, so I was always playing, but I didn't, like I said, I wasn't a formal, trained person. I didn't really like theory. Not a math mind, so to speak. So I played by ear, and I did a lot of playing. But as I grew older and saw my sons excel in it, I stressed the importance of knowing both theory and ear. Yeah. And so I was really glad to see them both go through school and learn the things that I didn't learn. Gotcha. And they've just been able to excel because of that, because of that education. They can sit in with anybody and someone screams out a key and they know how to play, or they know where it's going, and they can anticipate phrasing. And so they've learned a lot that I didn't learn. Yeah,
early on. Well, we are finishing our first segment of the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet talk radio. And yes, I would have loved to hear Bluegrass at the Troubadour in the 80s. That would have been awesome. We'll be right back. Thanks, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. Stay tuned. We're going to hear about Tim's career music and about the Temecula Valley Music Awards and other fun things to come. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
In the military, things can change in an instant. At Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
This is the second segment of the special edition of the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet Talk Radio, brought to you by SIR-USA.com. And that's where all the big dogs go to get their rental gear when they go on a tour, whether it be drums, whether it be basses. Paul's going to add to this.
I was just going to go, oof, 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 oof.
And that's our producer, Tim. You might have met him over at the Midnight Satellites taping. He was one of the guys that was working the gear. So, we have a good time over here. And we've been talking with Tim Moyer, the CEO of your entertainment group. Name one more time. I'm sorry. I know you as the Temecula Valley Music Awards.
Moyer Entertainment Group, and the DBA is Temecula Valley Music Awards. We're gonna be doing a lot of nonprofit things, so
perfect.
That's just the beginning.
That is perfect. Let's kind of talk about how you settled into Temecula, because you were running around Orange County and South LA for quite some time. What brought you over east?
Yeah, we lived in Orange County for quite some time, and I had the hankering to go out on tour, so we got rid of everything and got a motorhome and started traveling around. And by the way, we love SIR too. They are the ones that get us all our gear when we're in Seattle on tour.
Yeah. They are the best.
So we're traveling from I think San Diego, your digs, up to a gig in Victorville, I think it was. And we had to pull over in Temecula, and we're like, wow, this is amazing. It's a nice place.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, okay, we've been on the road for a year and a half. Yeah. Well, there was. I don't know, maybe this was 14 years ago, believe it or not.
Wow.
And there was probably a dozen or so wineries, and now there's probably 50-plus wineries out here. But, it's an amazing place. We pulled over, and my wife, we were all kind of road weary after a year and a half in the RV, so we started looking at houses. And originally we started looking in Orange County, but after looking at how highly rated the schools are out here in this valley, we just decided this is a cool place. Housing prices are great. And 14 years ago, we settled in. We've been here ever since.
Nice. And like you mentioned, it's kind of like our own Napa Valley here in Southern California. So, nice little retreat area. If you're going to go, if you like the wineries there, that's definitely the place to go. And in Temecula, you started discovering that there was actually this, burgeoning music community. So how did you get involved with the community there, and what were some of the things that you started to do?
Well, just as any working musician does, you settle in somewhere and you start looking for gigs, to pay the bills. So I started meeting people and getting some gigs booked here and there. And, this business is so much about networking that, and I know the importance of that. So I try to connect with everybody that is in the area the best I can. And just through friendships and performing with people and getting a lot of gigs in town, I met a lot of influential people that were here. And through those 14 years, I've just seen this place blossom as such kind of a little mini music mecca. And, I talked to I have booked the NAMM show in Anaheim for, probably 8 or 9 years. And now every year I get more and more comments like, when are you going to get me out there to Temecula? I hear that word so much now, so it's really becoming a thing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So, give some of the tour musicians kind of some ideas on where they could play when they go to Temecula. Obviously, there's a lot of wineries, but not every winery has a music venue. And then, of course, there's other venues
Yeah,
as well.
most of them do.
Oh, really? Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, a lot of restaurant-type places, but there are a lot of little nooks and crannies here. There's not, I've been talking with the city of Murrieta and the chamber and some of the other locals about trying to create some type of coach house, type of venue here where it is focused on original music. There's so many places to play, but a lot of restaurant pubs do the cover gig thing, and I'm one of them. I'll play cover songs, and I'm always throwing in my originals. But there are a lot of places to play, but not a lot of, I guess you'd say, small to mid-size original type of venues. So we're trying to change that because it seems to be a real need out here. But you got, Bailey's is a place down in Old Town Temecula that has a nice outside stage patio area that can hold 300 people or so.
Nice.
South Coast Winery has had quite a few big shows there. One of our panelists, Kiki Ebsen, has played there. Thornton Winery has a lot of jazz-type concerts. I can't remember exactly who because I'm not totally connected to the jazz scene right now, but name a jazz sax player that you're familiar with, and he's probably played there.
Yeah. No, I think a number of those.
And that's Thornton Winery.
Yeah, my friends and a friend of mine who plays in Tower Power. I guess they were just there not too long ago. Keyboard player Roger Smith plays in Tower Power, and they were there. Not quite jazz, more funk, soul kind of thing. But
they're trying to switch it up now.
But
and
Jonathan
also
Butler's played
Golden
there.
Crown.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have played Thornton.
Okay.
And Golden Crown Productions is starting to book some bigger names at Monte de Oro Winery, which has a really nice big back courtyard area. He's booked Berlin there and some other acts.
Oh,
so
rock
we're
stuff.
coming along. Yeah.
And of course, there's also the casinos that are over there, and I went to a few different concerts over at those ones. So you guys got like you said, you got a big community. A good friend of mine, bass player Darrell Williams, lives out there. And, so
he has a thing at the Pub and Grub, I think, on Wednesdays, like a jam thing on Wednesdays there.
Yeah, and he's a major player.
It's just all-star. He's a major player.
Huge Groove, Jeffrey Osborne. So he's, and in fact, you've got a few folks. A good friend of ours who will be coming on in the third segment here, Joanna. She's got a good friend in Jackie Bertone who's played with everybody as well. So it seems like that's the place for musicians to settle. He's our our local legend honoree for the TVMA Awards. Okay,
Jackie is.
Yeah. So there's a lot of great things going on in that community, and the school system, though, you said great school system, but they've changed the dynamic with music programs. Tell us a bit about what you're seeing with that.
Well, the dynamic has stayed the same. It's just the financing has changed. So people are still going full force at music education here, but the funding is becoming a real struggle. So, for instance, Vista Murrieta, which is an award-winning national, I guess you'd call it, because they've been to Indianapolis and done some things, marching band of over 300 kids, and they're almost to the end of their season, and they're out of funding. So now they're really struggling to get to those last few events, because I think they take 3 or 4 buses, a semi truck. It's a huge undertaking to move 300 plus kids and their instruments and everything else. So and we see that a lot. Murrieta Mesa High School is the one we're benefiting this year, and they're just starting out as a marching band and jazz program. So we thought we'd help them out. But all the local schools, Temecula Valley, Murrieta Valley, Vista, and Murrieta Mesa, they all have music programs, and they're all struggling to keep them intact, but they are intact. So that's our goal, is to not let those go away. And it is a struggle, but I'm here to change that.
Awesome. So we got about a minute and a half left. Where did this inspiration to, I know that you mentioned with your kids needing going to school, needing the funding for their school programs, but, at one point did you go, I got to do something about this?
Yeah. I mean, it was, the impasse was, after my kid graduated, I felt the need to, and saw my kids kind of moving away from playing with their pop. I felt the need to start changing my career path in music and start giving back. Even though I'm still going to perform, I'm getting up there in age, and I thought, how can I still stay connected with all the music in this area and help out? And that's kind of the light bulb that went off that created Temecula Valley Music Awards. Wow,
that is awesome, and it was the charity that came first versus the actual desire to do the awards. It was just kind of a way to shed light on
exactly
the how prolific and how profound the music is in that area. So I think that's pretty awesome. We are coming to the close of our second segment. We're going to move into our third segment here, and this has been the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet talk radio. And like our guest here, Mr. Tim Moyer has said, he's used SIR many times when they go out on tour, especially in Seattle. So when you get a chance, go take a look at them at sir-usa.com. And, make sure that you, if you need that gear, or if you're a company, go out and get that from them. We'll be right back here on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk radio. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
To me.
information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
We are into the third segment of the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet talk radio, and brought to you by SIR-USA.com and Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. We've been talking with the great Tim Moyer, who's out there to change the world and doing a great job with it. And we have Joanna Pearl on with us. Joanna, are you there?
Yeah, hey, how are you guys?
Hey. You there, Tim?
Hey, Joanna. Yeah.
Hey, Tim.
We got the Temecula Valley Music Awards crew here. So thank you guys for joining. This segment, we wanted to talk a bit about the Temecula Valley Music Awards. That's why we have both of you here. Joanna is like the dynamo that's kind
Director
of
of Communications.
Director of Communications. Hey, Joanna, do you have your speaker going at the same time as your microphone?
No.
Okay, we just heard a little feedback there from you. Okay, I wasn't sure. So, Director of Communications, you're out there. You're the dynamo that's out there getting the word out. That's how I found out about the awards. Let's talk a little bit about the awards. You know, it was inspired by Tim wanting to do something since his kids were going off, and he wanted to kind of give back. What's going to be happening at this year's awards?
Is that for me or for Tim?
It's for either one of you. Who wants to take that one?
But Tim, do you want to
start? Go ahead, Joanna.
Go ahead, Mr.
Okay. What's going to happen? Is that the question?
Yeah. That's what are people going to expect?
Oh, okay. Well, the awards are going to start with a red carpet. The paparazzi kind of scene. We're also going to have some food and beverages while we're listening to the Murrieta Mesa Jazz Band is going to be performing to start the show. And it's going to move to, we're so happy to have Temecula School of Rock, Joanna is spokesperson for. They're going to be performing as well, so they'll be performing next. And then throughout the night, we'll have different awards being handed out. And we've got amazing talent. Caleb Quay, who played with Elton John's band. We've got Michael Lennon, who plays with Venice and has also sang backup on the Wall tour.
Oh, nice.
We've got Larry Mitchell, who's an award-winning guitar player, played with all kinds of people. The list is too long to describe. And then we've got the humble over here, Joanna Pearl, who's going to close the show on a duet with Marky Lennon and Lifetime Rocker, doing a tribute to amazing Andy Frazier, who we lost just here shortly.
Oh yeah. And kind of a little shout out to Joanna on being a Ban Diego alumni. Your episode will be hopefully coming out very soon. We're in post production, all that fun stuff. But Joanna, how did you get involved with the Temecula Valley Music Awards?
Well, last year I was nominated for Pop Artist of the Year when my album came out, and after that, Tim had asked, who wants to be on the committee side of things, and for me it was like a moment in right before NAMM this year, and gosh, so much time has passed. I woke up and I said, I want to be more influential on the keeping the music in the schools, because I personally know how that feels, not having music in the schools. So I decided to get on the back end of things and help Tim with his journey, which he's laid such a great foundation, and he has amazing contacts, and I can't even believe half of the people that are going to be there. So, but yeah, that's kind of how it started off. And then I went to the meeting, and then we just kept having meetings every month, and getting everything together. And now we're here, and it's like a couple days away, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting that it's come up pretty quick. When I met you guys for the taping over at the NAMM corporate offices at the Museum of Making Music, we were talking a bit about that, and it just seemed like we just shot that, and now it's here, and you've got the awards going on, and it's creating quite the buzz. And I think you've done an awesome job, Joanna, getting the awareness out. Both of you, obviously, getting the awareness out. But
yeah, there's a whole team of us. So
yeah.
there's all of us working towards one goal.
What are some of the things that you're doing to kind of promote the show? I mean, obviously Facebook. That's kind of how I've been hearing about it. You did some videos. How are people hearing about it through other ways?
Yeah, so actually the Valley News just ran a half-page ad for us. They're one of the sponsors of that side, too, for promotion. They have like 200,000 reads. So that's great. And obviously the flyers online, social media is a big thing. Word of mouth, really, getting out there and getting on shows like this is a great way to, it's only the second annual, so there's a lot of growth that needs to happen. But we're learning and we're making friends along the way. So we are really thankful for that.
Yeah. So the details for it. What time is it going to be at? Where's the location? All that fun stuff.
Tim, you want to take that one?
Yeah, it's at Murrieta Mesa High School in Murrieta. The show starts, or the actual pre-show, if you will, the red carpet. I would say if you got there at 5:30, it'd be a good plan. Because, like Joanne said, Valley News is going to be there, and we have a few other photographers, and there are going to be a lot of different food vendors that are going to be there supplying food like Devilicious and Flippin' Pizza. And so come early. The show formally starts at 7 and goes about till 9. We're also raffling off 2 guitars, one lap steel guitar and also a one-of-a-kind prototype Jackson guitar that we're going to be raffling off.
Wow, cool.
And we'll have VIP tickets for the VIP after party as well. That's going to be a really fun thing. So
I just heard about. I didn't know there was a VIP after party. Sounds like a lot of fun. Where's that going to be at?
Yeah, that's going to be at Franklin's Cove, which is a really strong supporter of local talent as well.
Awesome. So, let's kind of give a shout out to some of those sponsors, because you mentioned that. You've got the newspaper that's a sponsor. Who else is sponsoring the event?
Well, I've called out every favor to all the people that have been so nice to that I've endorsed over the years. Our main sponsor is D'Addario. So huge shout out to those guys. That Ben Cole over at D'Addario, we used to brainstorm over coffee, and a lot of this TVMA stuff spawned from the ideas that we shared together. So D'Addario has been a big influence. Locally, Comfort Inn is going to be providing rooms to all of our artists that are going to be performing that night. Taylor Guitars, which is down there close to you guys.
Yeah.
Dunlop. Focusrite, festivalnet.com, Radio Airplay, Guitar Center, Echo and Buzz, which is a really great local newspaper here in the Valley that's all about music and the arts. 99 Decisions, which is a company that one of my guitar player friends started, Matthew Von Dorn, which is an online guitar education program. Loop Loft, and I think that's about it. We've got Firehouse Creative, who has helped me tremendously with graphics this year. So Wes over at Firehouse Creative is awesome. And last but not least, the people that are struggling right now, Ray Nelson Printing in Corona, who's trying to crank out our programs and get them done in time for Tuesday because they had one of their big printing presses go down. So thank you guys.
Oh, man. I didn't even know about that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And there's also been a lot of small businesses along the way that have helped when we did the showcases to donate, gift certificates and stuff like that to raffle off at our showcases. So there's a lot of those little guys in there, too, that will, they're on our Facebook is /Temecula Valley Music Awards. And there's an event on there that has all the information as well, and also on our website, TVMAawards.org. You can get tickets there, too.
Yeah. There's only a few left, so you guys got to go out and get them. But there are a few, and you don't want to miss this award. You get a chance to be on, at least get your 15-minute red carpet fame there going on, as well as see some incredibly talented performers. I've got a chance to experience Joanna firsthand, and I am exceptionally impressed by your talent and your vocal abilities and your artistry. And I'm looking forward to hearing more about what's going to be going on in your career as well. And are you also covering it for your newspaper that you write for, or the news outlet that you write for?
The Headliner magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is all, as they follow me along on my journey of my career, this is all part of it. This is all part of the inspiration behind the album that's going to be coming out next year. So it all feeds into it.
Yeah. It's amazing how you were able to coordinate all this, Tim, with all these incredibly talented people. We got about 20 seconds left. Let's give out a shout-out to some of your team.
Joanna,
Heather
of course,
Rawling.
amazing. Yep.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Joanna.
Okay, Joe Giuseppe with Echo and Buzz magazine as well. He's helping out. Nikki with Broadway Stars.
Broadway Stars.
Who else do we have? Susan Moyer, your wife.
Moyer.
She helps all the time.
Yep. And Kat Ellis.
Awesome. Hey, guys, we're going to be going to a commercial break. This Change Stage radio show powered by the Mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet Talk Radio. We're right back with Tim and Joanna. Thanks, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at which.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, which.com.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
We are back with the fourth segment of the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet Talk Radio. And we are here with Tim and Joanna from the Temecula Valley Music Awards. You there with me, folks?
Yes.
Very cool. You there, Joanna?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So we've been talking about the awards. Let's talk a little bit about what the awards are accomplishing once this year's done, and what are some of the goals that you have for the following year?
Well, the accomplishment is obviously to give back to Murrieta Mesa High School. Hopefully, we'll give them a nice big check. That's the immediate goal, but the long-term goal would be to expand this event and grow it so that we can help a lot more schools in the area and maybe branch outside of this area as well. So we'll see how this one goes. We hope that all of you come down and support this great cause this year and allow us to keep going. We may work this into a multiple-day music festival type of event.
Awesome.
We'll have to see. Yeah.
That sounds good. So, Joanna, being an actual an artist that was a part of the event, and now that you're into this next one, what are some of the differences that you've seen and some stuff that you've focused on trying to help bring about?
Well, growth is the number one thing. Last year it was in a smaller venue. This year the seating is 700 and something seats, right? So
wow.
It's growing exponentially. And also media awareness. But, I think it's like the connections behind the scenes as well with all the artists. There's a lot more artists that have submitted for consideration for the Temecula Valley Music Awards. And it's really cool to, see all of that and what they're working on. Everyone's working on new music and everything. So it's nice to see. There's so much talent, and it's a great way to show indie support. The next step before, getting to the big time. So, but being exposed to Grammy-winning artists and other accoladed, artists is it's amazing because that's how you grow, and it's amazing that they are supporting the TVMAs because they're flying in. They're doing this as a favor to Tim, but also because they support the music and they believe in this project. So that shows us a lot, actually. And last year, Marky Lennon was part of it, and he's part of it again. So the industry people have grown as well. Everything is just growing, and it's so positive.
That sounds awesome. 700 seats. That's going to be amazing. How did you pick the talent, Tim, for the event?
Well, they came as panelists. The premise of this award show is to make sure that we're non-biased and very fair and open-minded with all of our aspects of this event. So our panelists are people that I've met over my long-spanning career, and they're worldwide. We've got Lloyd Spiegel in Australia, like we said, Larry Mitchell, Nikki Smart, James Gray, Zach Varnell. I mean, Tori Rose from down there in San Diego, one of your guys' artists down there. So we have reached a lot of areas geographically, and And so all of these panelists have voted for their favorites and equal the winners of the Temecula Valley Music Awards. And so some of these panelists have, like Joanna said, offered to fly in and perform for this event because they believe strongly in the cause.
Wow. And, with that said, it seems that's kind of cool that you're using a lot of these panelists from around, because I think some of the other events where they put it out to the public seems to be a challenge because you could keep voting and it doesn't seem like it's more of a popularity contest versus an actual artistry contest. Is that why you chose to go with the panel? Smart move.
Exactly. I've judged a few of different award events and try to, like I said, with Ben Cole and a few other, Tim Godwin down at Taylor, talked to a couple guys, and I found that probably the best way to do it would be to find like-minded people that were honest and knew the business and knew, real talent and had a flair for that. Find those people to help make those decisions. So, yeah, there are so many out there that work it so many different ways. You can pay for votes, and so is it really a non-biased event? It's hard to say. So that's my struggle is to try to keep this really non-biased and fair.
Yeah, not making a popularity contest. Now,
exactly.
Now, with that said, are you already making plans for next year? I mean, we're just facing this one's finishing up, or is it something that you're, or you're going to wait until after the show and then start planning for next year?
Well, we have had a meeting with the city, and we have a couple of dates kind of on hold at the Town Square Park here locally because we thought we might do an open-air festival type of thing. A quick vision of what we might try to do next year is to compact the showcases because like Joanna said, we had a lot of showcases. We had 7 showcases at Franklin's Cove, and trying to pack all the artists into the showcases becomes a struggle. So we might have an open-air festival where everybody performs on the same stage throughout the evening, or maybe multiple stages throughout a couple of days span. So that's kind of the goal that's already in the works. Of course, we'll have to see how this plays out. But like Joanna said, it's growing, and it's something that it's much more than just an awards show. It's a bridge between a lot of artists. And like I said earlier, this is a networking game, the music business. And every person that you meet is going to expand your business that much more because it's all about relationships.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that we're trying to do is there's so many artists that meet during this event that even though they're in the same area, didn't know of each other. So now they're going out and supporting each other. So the community itself is getting tighter.
Yeah, I think so. In fact, our community program, Girls Talk Rock, which is all about the local San Diego Temecula area, is going to be showing up in full force. And Tracy and Beth will be out there interviewing people and doing some fun stuff. So that's going to be a fun thing for us out there.
Really cool. I love them.
Yeah, they're awesome. In fact, Joanna, you were on the show not too long ago, so that was good times.
I was, yeah. I was.
So we got about a minute left. What message do you want the people to know to prepare for this show and to make this change in the community? Now I'm going to point that to you two.
Well,
you want me to take it, Joanna? Go ahead.
I'll go first, and then you can go second. I think the main, as I was going through the videos, that some of the artists are giving us their videos so we can use for social media and whatnot and editing them down. And it was a common denominator there, which was save the music, really. It's important to have it. And so, I know superheroes are really in this year, but it's true. It's like we have the power to change it. We, the people, have the power. So if you want to see music stick around in our schools, and then show up. Show up on Tuesday, the 17th.
Sounds awesome. And Tim, you got about 20
and if
seconds
you can't
left.
show up, if you can't show up, you can go to our website, tvmawards.org, click on tickets, and down at the bottom is a donation. Any donation will help. And just support the arts. Wherever you are, just support the arts.
Awesome. This has been the Changing Stage radio show with Tim Moyer and Joanna Pearl from the Temecula Valley Music Awards. Really appreciate you guys joining us today. I'm looking forward to an awesome show on Tuesday, the 17th.
Thanks for having us.
Pitbull Audio and SIR. Thank you guys. You take care and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Progressive Medical.
Hey, this is Heidi Rue, and you know, Progressive Medical Center has literally changed my life and my health, but I'm not the only one. Adele suffered from bone deterioration, bone overgrowth, profound muscle discomfort, physical exhaustion, and mental fog. In fact, the bone deterioration becomes so serious that she had to have back surgery. Well, after the surgery, she still didn't feel well, and so that's when she heard about Progressive Medical Center. Progressive Medical Center discovered that her adrenals weren't working properly, her hormones were out of whack, and the drugs she had been taking were doing more harm than good. Adele came into Progressive Medical Center in a walker, physically and mentally exhausted. But now she's a world traveler. She hikes and walks several miles a day, and it's all thanks to Progressive Medical Center. 770-676-6000. 770-676-6000.
Progressive Medical. This is your life. Live it well.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.